Hello and welcome to another episode of Deb's Artsy Life. I'm Deborah, or Deb, and this channel is all about my artsy life, which this weekend has been nothing but crochet. I absolutely love to crochet. I pretty much at times just stop drawing and painting. I love to crochet. Now, I do work in my journal some, but anyway, never mind about that. I'm very excited to show you what I'm working on today. I wasn't going to film a video, but this is so gorgeous. I had to show you. I want to make a blanket for my bed in the front bedroom. And these colors, I realized today, I just started thinking about it, in this retro rainbow bitty stripes yarn from Red Heart, Yarn Inspirations. It'll look so good in that bedroom. I mean, this just brings me joy. The colors are a lot less bright and more subdued, and they're the same. This is the same yarn I used for my sweater that I made. And it's really too hot to be working with acrylic, but I love acrylic yarn. So if this is going to be a bedspread, a full-size bedspread, then it's obvious I have a lot more work to do. But I wanted to share this because I just think these colors are just beautiful. I just can't stop. I love working on this. So I just started this after church today. And I've already gotten this far, which is not bad. What I did was, I wanted to make it a rectangle because I make so many just square granny squares. So I put 3 granny squares together with a joining round, and then that's the base of my rectangle. Because I've seen granny rectangles and I never like the center of it. And honestly, I was trying to follow a pattern or a tutorial from somebody on a blog, and I was supposed to work into the back bumps. And usually I can do that, but I was sitting out on the deck today and I tried 3 or 4 different times, and the back bumps were just getting lost. So I went inside and I found a solid yarn that would coordinate, and I thought, well, I'll try it in a solid yarn. And I still couldn't find the back bumps on that set of chains that I had made. And I don't know where they were, but they were not visible to me. So I finally gave up and did it my own way, which is usually better for me anyway. I just don't like, to me, crochet ought to be so joyful and soothing, and I know I could do hard crochet projects, but when you can get results like this in just a simple granny stitch, why on earth would you do something complicated? So anyway, I love this. And so I'm going to work on this and just talk a little bit. The yarn, you know, I've told you how I love unicorn mane from Yarn Inspirations. It's a colorway of the bitty stripes. Here it is. The unicorn mane. I love this. And I want to buy more of this so bad. And it's on sale at Yarn Inspirations right now for 25% off. And if you spend $80, you get free shipping. If you don't spend $80, then you have to pay $10 for shipping, which puts the price of your yarn up to almost $10 a skein. Like if I ordered 4 of these and then I had to pay $10 shipping, then the price of the skein, instead of being $7.50, would be $9 or $10. So I didn't want to do that. And I know I don't need this, but oh my gosh. I've got 2 skeins in the closet, and they're 515 yards per skein. And then I've got 1 skein out here, a part of one, and I've done 2 of these squares, and I incorporated some solid from Premier. I've shown this in the past, but I've tried all day to keep myself from ordering more. I'm so addicted to yarn. If you could see my yarn closet right now, I ordered all these colors from Premier of the Basix to coordinate with this yarn, but it's just insane. So I'm working on this, and this is, I love this yarn and Premier Basix. And I've shown this before, but I've put more on it since my last video. And it's growing, and it's funny, I laid it on the back of the couch like this, and last night the dog came in here. Let me see if I can turn you around and you can see the dog. Hold on. Can you see him? I hope you can, because I couldn't see the screen when I did that, but if you didn't see the dog, forgive me. But anyway, Tucker came in here last night and pulled this down. He has this way of pawing his blankets that he wants down and getting them just right. And he laid on these pillows over here and got that down and curled up on the couch last night instead of sleeping in his bed. So anyway, I started this today. Now y'all, if you could see my living room, it looks ridiculous. It's like yarn everywhere. I'm going to move the tripod and try to show you. Look at that. I mean, there are projects. I mean, this is where I reach during the videos. I mean, and I hope I didn't make anybody too sick, but I'm trying to film this pretty quickly because my husband went downstairs to take a nap, and that's been several hours ago, and I wasn't going to film a video, but here I am. So I came back inside from being out on the deck. You know, you're out on the deck, you're working on one project, you only have one skein of yarn in your hand, and you're thinking about buying all this new Bitty Stripes yarn because it's on sale. And then I come in here and I start looking, and I'm completely overwhelmed with all these projects. But I'm overwhelmed in a good way. Look at that. I showed that in my last video, but I've still been working more on it. I just love it. This is the Sunset, I think it's Sunset Beach Bitty Stripes. And I went from a granny square thinking I could, was finished, and I went from a granny square to doing a border of half double crochets, but then I measured it and realized it wasn't long enough, so I'm going back to the granny stitch. So anyway, this will continue. And then I started looking, and I pulled this out that I had started. This is another colorway. I think it's Galaxy. And then Premier Basix Rouge. So I've got to finish this square. And then I remembered this and pulled this down, and I've done more on it. I think last time I showed you I had these granny squares, but now I've put 3 rows of the blue and 2 rows of the Premier Basix in the colorway Time, one of the new colors. And then I'm going to do 3 more of the blue, which is Basix Royal Blue, and then I'm going to do the black and white. So this is coming along, but it's ridiculous how many things I'm working on at one time. And then last night, I gotta tell you, not last night, was it last night? I don't know, but I finished this basket, and I can't remember if I've shown you this or not. And I finished this basket this week, all but sewing in the ends, and I might have shown you, but I'm on a basket kick. So yesterday I opened my yarn closet, and I was just looking at all my yarn, And I decided to put the Serenity Chunky Candy. I was going to pull it out, but it's almost, the skein is almost gone, so I'll have to wait. But it's Serenity Chunky Candy, Premier yarns. And I put it together with some cotton yarn that I had. And I started making another basket. So that's the bottom. And I'm building up the sides now. And I'm using a 10 millimeter hook. I've got 2 bulky yarns and 2 4-weight yarns, so it's pretty thick. But I started that, so I had to show you that. And then I put together this, which has another colorway to make another basket. So I'll start that soon. And it's hard to see, but I don't think you can see. Stay tuned, I'll show you. The turquoise that I'm using in this one is Cotton Fair Bulky from Premier. So I'm using a ton of Premier yarn. I think they should probably sponsor me. I should be an affiliate or something, as much of it as I use. Anyway, so I'm working on all that. And then I found my scarf that I had started, my shawl, that I haven't touched in months. I don't know, I started it and then I just kind of lost interest and put it away. And with me, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. And that's the problem. So, and then I've been looking at this. It matches my shirt. And I want to continue to work on this. And there's another one around here somewhere. I found this in the closet. I had put it away. This is more of the Bitty Stripes. And this is the, I can't think of the colorway. The real dark red. Love Bug. Love Bug. And then I've put some of the Pink Lemonade in with it. And I think that is so pretty. I love how these yarns kind of coordinate. And I love how they look so bright and like they're hand dyed. Is that not beautiful? I mean, I just want to crochet like a mad woman. Well, this week, you know, it's been kind of warm. And I've been taking yarn with me when I go out. And so I'll do, and this is I've done a tutorial on this flower granny square. And these are the same. This is the Pink Lemonade. But look, I mean, if you make these flowers out of them, these granny squares, they're all different. Now this is the Sunset Beach, so it is different. But it almost coordinates. But I thought, how cool, I could make a bag. You just need 5 of these to turn it into a bag. So I was doing that, you know, like on breaks at work or while you're waiting for your food at lunch. And I've started carrying a ball of yarn in my pocketbook and a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. And so whenever I have a minute, I was even doing it during church this morning, but don't tell anybody, I'll just start and do one of these. And it's been so much fun and it's cool. You know, when it's hot, you don't want something heavy in your lap. So it's something I can do out when it's warm outside because it's so small. I did these this week. This is in the crayon box colorway of Bitty Stripe. And this is in the retro rainbow colorway. I had just some scraps left. So I've got 3 different. But I just love doing this. And I just had to share because today, I mean, if you look around, it's insane how many stitches I'm making. It's just, oh, insane. But I love every minute of it. So anyway, I hope you guys have had a good Sunday. And my husband's probably getting ready to come up from the basement from his nap. And I wanted to say, he said, you make me sound like the bad guy. Oh, he's the best husband. But I can't talk to the camera if somebody else is in the house. Not just in the room, but in the house. Or at least on, yeah, I mean, he's downstairs now, so he can't hear me. But if somebody is in here and can hear me, I just shut down. I can't speak. So I can talk to you guys. I know you're there. I know you'll watch. And it's so crazy because there's like almost 600 people watched my last video. And I'm thinking, why can't I talk on this to this camera when, you know, my husband's in here? But I can't. Oh, and I wanted to show you yesterday, I pulled out my Home Companion magazines. These were magazines that Mary Engelbright had. And my husband just walked in, so hold on. Okay, I'm back. My kind husband decided that he would go back downstairs and then outside so I could finish the video. But what I was showing you is these Home Companion magazines. I've got a whole collection of these downstairs, and I got those out. They're not published anymore. They were from 2007, and they were only $4.99, and now magazines are like $12 and $15. So anyway, I was looking at those, and I've got to tell you, I had to go to the main campus of the college that I work for, and it was like an hour's drive, and I never go, you know, to that town. So after the meetings were over, we got out early, and I skipped work. Don't tell anybody. I just could not go back to work. I was exhausted. And so I went to the used bookstore called Oracle Books in Withville, Virginia. And I know you can't read that address because it's backwards. But anyway, I got The Little Paris Bookshop by Nina George. And I got this copy of The Little French Bistro, not realizing until later that I already had it in a paperback. So now I've got a paperback and a hardback, but I thought that was so pretty. It's a good book. I like this writer. I've read something else of hers, and I really am hoping it's not The Little Paris Bookshop, because if it is, but I don't think it is. And I've got to tell you, I just opened it while I was waiting for my husband to go back downstairs, and I read the first page, and there's a quote I'll have to share with you. Not you, of course, Monsieur Perdue. You are cashmere compared with the normal yarn from which men are spun. You are cashmere compared with the normal yarn from which men are spun. I thought that was so funny, so I had to share that. But my treasure that I got is this. Raggedy Ann and Andy, the First Treasury. And it's got, y'all, I'm obsessed with Raggedy Ann. Raggedy Ann and Andy, excuse me. It's got the most gorgeous illustrations. I'm trying to find a full page. And I know I need to mirror my screen, but this is dated. Here's the title page. I think it's 19... of course, they were originally published in 1925, around 1924, 25. But this is a 1982 edition. And I just loved it. I paid $12 for it, but it's well worth it. The pages are so pretty. So anyway, happy crocheting, happy knitting. I have not knitted at all this week. I just love to crochet. You can tell. Just look around me. It's insane, y'all. Anyway, I hope you like this video, and I hope you have a good week. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.